Hello everyone, welcome to Learning Management System, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. This is the second session on shear force and bending moment, that is Unit 3, Strength of Materials, third semester, Mechanical Engineering. In this session, I am going to discuss about shear force diagram, bending moment diagram, relation between loading, shear force and bending moment. Also cantilever beam with a point load at its free end, and also cantilever beam with a uniformly distributed load. So we will going to discuss one by one. So shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So what is the shear force diagram? Okay, a diagram in which ordinate represents shear force and abscissa represents the position of the section is called as shear force diagram. That is, for example, a diagram or a graph, it is a graphical representation in which ordinate represents the shear force, means the y-axis represents shear force, okay, and the abscissa, that is the x-axis, represents the position of the section. That this diagram is called as the shear force diagram. So now what is a bending moment diagram? So in bending moment diagram, a diagram in which ordinate represents bending moment and abscissa represents the position of the section. Okay. So similarly here also we have the ordinate and abscissa. Ordinate represent the bending moment values. So this represents bending moment value. Okay. Along the y-axis we are representing the bending moment values, and along the x-axis it is the position of the section. Okay. So by taking the values of bending moment at particular section or salient points on the beam, we can identify and we can draw the shear force diagram and as well as bending moment diagram. And by using this diagram, we can note the maximum bending moment and minimum bending moment as well as the maximum shear force and minimum shear force. So we can identify the points on the beam where there is a maximum load and maximum bending moment. So units of measurement. The shear force is measured as Newton, okay, or in terms of kilonewton. As it is a force, it is measured in terms of Newton or kilonewton. Now, what is the unit of bending moment? Unit of measurement of bending moment is Newton meter. Okay, as it is a moment, it is the force into the distance. So force is in Newton, distance is taken in meters, or kilonewton meter. Okay, it can be in, if the load is in kilonewtons, you have to consider it as kilonewton meter. Now, what are the informations which are noted in shear force and bending moment diagrams? So we can see all the important points, okay, on the shear force and bending moment diagrams. So what are the importance or informations which can be noted from the shear force diagram? That is, the first point is values at all salient points, that is the points where values are maximum or minimum and points where the nature of variation changes. Okay, we can see the shear force values and bending moment values at different salient points and also the nature of variation. Okay, and the maximum and minimum shear force values and bending moment values that can be seen in the graph. And also the second point, nature of variation between the salient points. Okay, in between the salient points, okay, we can see the change in the nature of variation between the salient points. The third one, the location of point of contraflexure. Okay, we can also identify the location of contraflexure that is the point where moment changes its sign. That is, at this point the bending moment is 0. Okay, that also we can identify from the bending moment diagram. Now we will discuss relation between loading, shear force and bending moment. Okay, so how this variation of load and shear force and bending moment takes place. We have different cases. So the first case, if there is a point load at a section on the beam, if there is a point load at a section on the beam, then the shear force suddenly changes. So for example, we have a point load at this point. Okay, so the shear force diagram is shown in the blue color. Here you can see a sudden rise or vertical line. So suddenly changes, vertical line is seen. The shear force line is a vertical line. So but the bending moment remains same. So there is no sudden change in the bending moment at the given point. Okay, so if there is a point load, then we can see a vertical line or a suddenly change in the shear force. The second case is if there is no load between 2 points. We can see from the diagram there is no load between this point and this point. Okay, then the shear force does not change. Shear force line is horizontal. So this is the shear force line. We can see it is constant from this point to this point. So the shear force does not change, but the bending moment changes linearly. Bending moment line is an inclined straight line. So now we can see from the bending moment diagram, from this point to this point it is changing constantly. It is increasing constantly or decreasing constantly, just like an inclined straight line. Okay, so it is an inclined straight line because there is no load also between the points, then also the bending moment changes, but the shear force remains constant if there is no load between the points. So this you have to note. The third case, if there is a uniformly distributed load between 2 points. If there is uniformly distributed load, so we can see a uniformly UDL between the 2 points, then the shear force changes linearly. Shear force will vary linearly, that is it increases gradually. So shear force line is an inclined straight line, but the bending moment changes according to parabolic law. So we can see the bending moment line is a curved line, and this curve follows a parabolic path, that is bending moment will be a parabola. Okay, so this is the third case of uniformly distributed load between the points. Okay, so when there is a UDL, we can see a straight line, inclined straight line in shear force diagram and a parabolic curve in a bending moment diagram. Now we will discuss 2 cases of cantilever beam with a point load at its free end, and one more case is a cantilever beam with the UDL load. Okay, so the first case we will discuss about cantilever beam with a point load at its free end. So now we can see from figure there is a point load at the free end of the cantilever beam. The length of the beam is L, and we are considering a section x section at a distance of x from the free end. So how to calculate the shear force? Shear force at particular section, that is consider section x on beam. Now we are considering a section x. Unbalanced vertical force on the right side of this section you have to consider, that is the only force is the W. So that is equal to Fx is equal to W. Now what is the bending moment? So bending moment is the moment of the force, moment of this force about a section x. So as we know, on the left of the section, if the force is downward, then you have to consider a negative, or it is a sagging moment, it is a hogging bending moment. So we can see hogging bending moment, hence the sign will be negative, that is W minus W into the distance, it will give you the bending moment. So now substitute, we can identify the bending moment at 2 points. Okay, at the free end, if the x is equal to 0, then the bending moment about B will be, bending moment at B is 0, because x is equal to 0. When you multiply x with the w, you will give 0 value. So x is 0, the bending moment is also 0, because it is at the free end. So bending moment is 0 at the free end of the cantilever beam. Now if you consider the bending moment at A, that is at the fixed end, so it increases by straight line law to minus WL at A. So now the x value will be is equal to L. Substitute the x value here, that is equal to L. It will be minus W into L at A. Okay, this is the point where the maximum bending moment occurs. Okay, and the value of bending moment vary linearly between 0 and maximum value. Okay, that is shown in the bending moment diagram. So we can see from B it is increasing gradually up to C. Okay, whereas the shear force diagram, it is where there is a load, there is a sudden vertical line, sudden rise in the shear force, and it will remain constant up to the end point or the fixed end. Now we will discuss the case of cantilever beam with a uniformly distributed load. So consider a cantilever beam with uniformly distributed load W per unit length. We know that shear force at any section x, consider a section x, distance of x from the free end at a distance x from B. Okay, section x at a distance x from the B. Now the shear force will be Fx is equal to W into x. Okay, so the load into the distance, it will give you the point load. You have to convert this UDL into a equivalent point load. So by how to convert this into point load, you have to multiply the load, that is the UDL, uniformly distributed load, with the distance. Distance is x, so Wx is the shear force or the force value. Thus we see that shear force is 0 at B. When you substitute the value of x is equal to 0 at B, because there is no distance, x will be 0 at B. So when you substitute x is equal to 0, then the shear force becomes 0. Shear force is 0. And when you calculate the shear force at A, according to this equation, x is equal to L. So x is equal to L means substitute the value of x as L, you will get W into L. Okay, at the A. So it increases by straight line law. So as we can see from the shear force diagram, it is increasing from B to C. Because of the UDL, already we have discussed, when there is a UDL, that is uniformly distributed load between the point, then the shear force diagram will increase gradually, and it always it follows the straight line, inclined straight line path. Okay. Now we will discuss about the bending moment at a considered section x. So this section is at a distance x from the point P. So bending moment equation will be mx is equal to W load into the distance. This part is the load one, and this is the distance. So how this load will be W into x? As we know, it is a uniformly distributed load W per unit length. So you have to consider that load and multiply the considered distance. We are considering only from x to B. So the considered length will be x, and the load is W. So you have to replace the UDL with a point load. We have to replace the UDL with a equivalent point load, and that point load acts exactly at the center of the distance x. And this force, that is the point load value, which is equivalent to the UDL, is W into x, W into distance x. And this point load is considered to be acting at a half distance of the x. That is, this distance is x divided by 2. Okay, so load is Wx and distance is x by 2. Multiply this, you will get minus Wx square. Negative sign is for, it is a hogging, because the moment is a hogging moment, hence we have to take negative sign. Now we will calculate the bending moment at particular points, that is at B and at A. So you can see that the bending moment is 0 at B, because x value is 0. When you substitute the x value as 0, you will get the bending moment as 0 at point B, and increases in the form of a parabolic curve to minus WL square by 2. When you substitute, when you are calculating bending moment at A, okay, you have to substitute the distance x as, which is x is equal to L, because x is equal to L, you have to substitute x is x by L. So minus W L square by 2 is the bending moment at A, or at the fixed end. So the completion of the session, after completion of this session, you can clearly able to understand shear force and bending moment diagram and its importance. Okay, and we will be able to calculate shear force and bending moment values for cantilever beam with different loading conditions. We have discussed different loading conditions, that is with a point load and a uniformly distributed load. Now we will discuss few questions on this session, that is multiple choice question. Question number 1, SI unit of shear force. Okay, what will be the unit of shear force? The options are kilonewton per meter, kilonewton meter, and kilonewton or meter per newton. So you have to identify the correct unit of the shear force among the given options. Question number 2, a diagram in which ordinate represents shear force and abscissa represents the position of the section is called. So when there is a diagram which represents shear force as ordinate and abscissa represents the position, then it is called shear force diagram or bending moment diagram or free body diagram or all of the above. And the third question, a diagram in which ordinate represents bending moment and abscissa represents the position of the section is called dash. So you have to fill this blank with the appropriate answer, that is shear force diagram or bending moment diagram or free body diagram or all of the above. Question number 4, SI unit of bending moment is. So how do you represent the bending moment, whether it is in terms of kilonewton per meter or kilonewton meter or only kilonewton or meter per newton? Choose the correct answer. And the fifth question, point of contraflexure is a point where. So you have to identify the point of contraflexure. How will you identify? Where the options are bending moment is 0, or second option is bending moment is maximum, or shear force is 0, or shear force is maximum. You have to choose the correct answer. So the answer for these questions, question number 1 option C is the right answer, question number 2 option A, question number 3 is option B, question number 4 option B, question number 5 option A. So now we will discuss the questions and their answer. So SI unit of shear force is in terms of kilonewton, because it is a only force. So force has a unit of kilonewton. Question number 2, a diagram in which ordinate represents shear force and abscissa represents the position of the section is called. So it is a shear force diagram, SFD, shear force diagram. And the third question, a diagram in which ordinate represents bending moment and abscissa represents the position. So the ordinate is representing bending moment, hence the answer for this question will be bending moment diagram. Okay. What is the SI unit of bending moment? The SI unit of bending moment is kilonewton meter, because the bending moment is load into distance. So load is in kilonewton, distance is in meters. So the answer for this question is kilonewton meter. Okay, option B. And point of contact flexure is a point where the bending moment is taken as 0. When there is a bending moment is 0, that point is considered as a point of contact flexure. Okay, the answer option A is the right answer. Okay, thank you.